Hey, what's good, everybody? It's your boy King Killer back here today with another video. Thank you guys for dropping by. So in today's video, I have an interesting challenge for y'all today, and it consists of taking 10 of the most hated players in the league, putting them all on one team, and seeing if this team of hated players can go ahead and win a championship. So yeah, we are here taking a look at the roster with some of the most hated players in the league, and I think this roster came out pretty accurate if I do say so myself. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna list some of these players and what they did to make them some of the most hated players in the league. So starting off with Joel Embiid, I think it's just because he trash talks a lot and he tends to flop a lot. And I remember when he actually came into the league, when he started playing, I remember like after almost every game, he used to go on Twitter and trash talk so much, try to get under people's skin. So definitely one of the most hated players in the league today. Kevin Durant, I feel like I don't even need to say anything about him. Everybody knows why he was like the most hated player for like 3 to 4 years, because he ended up leaving Oklahoma City Thunder to go to the Golden State Warriors after they went 73-9. They had the best record in NBA history, and a lot of people just thought it was like the weakest move that a superstar could make. Moving on to Ja Morant, I feel like he just recently started getting a lot of hate because he's been so cocky when he really hasn't accomplished anything other than like a couple of all-star selections. But a lot of people too have been calling him a fake gangster because apparently on Twitter he'd be going out there and saying crazy stuff. And recently he's supposedly been involved in like a fight with like a 17-year-old, because I think his mom went to like a Foot Locker and that they had a disagreement. So she called Ja, and Ja came with like 7 of his friends. So that supposedly is like that's speculation. I'm not really sure if that's happened, but definitely Ja Morant has been getting hated on recently because of a lot of his antics. Moving on is Devin Booker. I feel like he was actually one of the most likable players in the league, but I feel like after he got to the finals, his cockiness just went through the roof, and he was talking a lot of trash, and then he ended up getting blown out by the Mavericks in Game 7 with Luka just dominating him. So definitely a player that was likable, but now he's not really liked, and he's actually hated because he just got too cocky. Moving on is another player that I feel like I don't really have to say anything much. Draymond Green, definitely one of the biggest trash talkers in the league, one of the most hated players around the league. A lot of people say that he talks a lot of trash for not really being that good. He only puts up like 10 points a night, or probably like 8 points a night. And I remember he kicked one of the most favorite players in the league, kicked them right in the nuts. I know you guys remember that playoff series against the Oklahoma City Thunder where he just kicked Steven Adams right in the groin. Definitely one of the dirtiest plays I've ever seen. Moving on is Marcus Smart. I feel like if you're not a Boston Celtic fan, you hate him, but I am a Boston fan, so I definitely love Marcus Smart. But I feel like everybody else just doesn't like him because he tends to get under your skin. He tends to flop a lot. And I mean, he's making winning plays, but I gotta agree, if he wasn't on my team, I would hate to go up against Marcus Smart, but I'm lucky he is on my team, so I definitely love him, but I know a lot of people do not. Moving on is Russell Westbrook. Laker fans, LeBron fans, you already know they hate Westbrook. That they want to blame him for the Lakers not being good. I don't really agree with that, but then again, you can't really tell a LeBron or Laker fan anything because then they get mad. But definitely he was actually getting hated on before this because a lot of people said he had an attitude. A lot of people say that he was stat padding all those triple doubles, but I don't really think he was stat padding. I think he was just being great. But then again, a lot of people just didn't like him because of his attitude, stat padding. And then when he went to the Lakers and he wasn't really doing good with LeBron, that was just like the cherry on top. Moving on is Dillon Brooks, another guy that's been recently getting hated on because he's been playing dirty, and he is on the Grizzlies team. And like I said, the Grizzlies are one of the most hateable teams in the league right now just because of how cocky they are when they really haven't accomplished anything. So definitely Dillon Brooks, one of the most hated players. Grayson Allen is actually somebody that's been getting hated on before he was even in the league. I remember this man was getting hated on at Duke because he was doing so many dirty plays. And I remember not too long ago, last year I believe, he ended up tripping, I think it was Alex Caruso, when he went up for like a layup. He ended up tripping him, or he ended up hitting him in the head, and when he fell, he actually got hurt, and I believe he missed like a couple of weeks or like a couple of months. So a lot of people do not like Grayson Allen because of his dirty moves. And then the final player on this team is going to be DeMarcus Cousins. I feel like a lot of people like him now, but Prime Boogie, I remember a lot of people hated him because he was another guy that had an attitude problem. A lot of people just really didn't like the way he was playing. People called him dirty, but I feel like people like him now just because he isn't in the league. And I still think he could be a good backup center somewhere in the league. Maybe not a starting center, but I feel like a lot of people like him now. But back in the day when he was in his prime, he just wasn't liked at all. Alright, so for the first season with the hate team, we got Ja Morant, Devin Booker, Dillon Brooks, Kevin Durant, Joel Embiid. Off the bench, we got Draymond Green, Marcus Smart, Russell Westbrook, Grayson Allen, and DeMarcus Cousins. Taking a look at system proficiency for this team, is anything higher? We have a couple of 4.5 stars, so I think I want to go ahead and run with 7 seconds. And then taking a look at the shot tendencies, Joel could stay at a 99, Durant could stay at a 95, Morant could go down to like an 85, Devin Booker could go down to like a 90, Draymond Green can go up a little bit to like a 50, Marcus Smart could stay at a 55, Russell Westbrook could go down a little bit to like a 75, Dillon Brooks can definitely go down to like a 70, Grayson Allen can go up a little bit to like a 60, and then DeMarcus Cousins can go down a little bit to like a 75. And yeah, so I'm expecting, we do have a lot of good players on this team. And then real quick too, there are obviously a lot of other players that I could have added to this list. Maybe somebody like LeBron James, obviously, maybe somebody like Kyrie Irving, another player that comes to mind, maybe like Chris Paul. But I did just wanted to go ahead and I kind of wanted to spread it out evenly. I didn't really want to have too many good players because I feel like it would have been kind of easy. So I went ahead and I picked the players that maybe weren't too high overall, like DeMarcus Cousins, Grayson Allen. So I am expecting a big year from this team because we do have Kevin Durant, we have Ja, we have Booker, we have Joel Embiid. So I am going to go ahead and simulate the first 3 games of the season to see how we do. And we do start off 3-0, blowing out the Knicks as Booker dropped 23, Durant with 19. Game number 2, we blew out the Rockets, Ja Morant with 34 and 11, and Devin Booker with 22. Joel Embiid with 22 and 16. And then in the final, or the third game of the season, we ended up beating the Dallas Mavericks, Booker with 23 and Ja Morant with 21, 7, 8, and 4. So definitely starting off the year good as we are 3-0. So I'm expecting a top 2 seed in the West. So we're going to go ahead and simulate, and I will catch you guys at the end of season number 1. Alright, so at the end of season number 1, Luka winning MVP, Paolo winning Rookie of the Year, Tyler Hero winning 6th Man, Giannis winning Defense Player of the Year, Sengun winning Most Improved, and then Taylor Jenkins winning Coach of the Year. Taking a look at the All-NBA teams, do we get anybody on one of these teams? We got Joel Embiid on an All-NBA second team. Do we get anybody else? We do not. What about an All-Defensive team? We do not get anybody. Okay, so taking a look at where we finished, we ended up going 68 and 14, good enough for first in the West with the hate team. And taking a look at the season stats for the players who led the way, Joel Embiid led the way with 22 points a night, 12 rebounds, 4 assists, 2.5 blocks. How did he not make a defensive team? Kevin Durant with 21, 6, and 5. And then we got Ja Morant with about 20.5 points. We got Booker with about 19. Dillon Brooks with about 9.5. Russell Westbrook with about 9.5. Marcus Smart with about 8. DeMarcus Cousins with about 6.5. Draymond Green with about 6. And then Grayson Allen with about 5.5 points. So, damn, really, these 4 guys carried us throughout the scoring, throughout year number 1. So taking a look at who we are facing in round number 1, we do got the Denver Nuggets. Not too worried about this team. I feel like this team should definitely go up against these guys and win. So we are going to go ahead and simulate the round as, okay, they win 1 game. We lose in 7. We just blew a 3-2 lead. Are you serious? They're an 8 seed. How? They are an 8 seed. Okay. We end up losing in game number, no, we end up winning game number 1 as Booker dropped 26, Embiid with 26, Durant with 25. Game number 2, we ended up losing by 2 points. Embiid had 34, Booker had 14, and then Morant had 26. Game number 3, we ended up winning as Durant dropped 28 and 10, and Booker with 16. Game number 4, we ended up losing, Embiid with 26 and 18. Game number 5, we ended up getting blown out by 41 points. Booker had 32, and then Morant had 24. Actually, no, we blew them out by 41 points. And then game number 6, we ended up losing by 7. Booker with 20, Morant with 16, and then game number 7, we ended up losing by 6. Man, we should have won this series. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, this kind of ruined my vibe right now. I low-key thought we were about to win it in year number 1 because we did win 68 games. But the Atlanta Hawks end up winning the championship, and Trae Young is your finals MVP. So we are going to go ahead and run this team back with the same exact players. I don't think I'm going to be able to make any trades. I don't want to make any trades. I don't want to sign anybody. I think I want to go ahead and bring back the exact same team and see if we can win. So I'm going to go ahead and simulate, and I will catch you guys at the start of season number 2. All right, so for season number 2, this is what the rotation is looking like. We got Ja Morant, Devin Booker, Dillon Brooks, Kevin Durant, Joel Embiid. Off the bench, we got Marcus Smart, Draymond Green, Russell Westbrook, Grayson Allen, and DeMarcus Cousins. Taking a look at system proficiency for this team, is anything 5 stars? No, it is not, so we could go ahead and we will stay at 7 seconds. And then taking a look at the shot tendencies real quick. Joel Embiid could stay at a 99, Morant could stay at a 92, Durant could go down a little bit to like a 90, Booker could go ahead and go down to like an 85. Marcus Smart could go up to like a 55. Draymond could go up to like a 50. Westbrook could go up to like a 75. Dillon Brooks can go ahead and go up to like, actually he could go down a little bit to like a 65. Grayson Allen could go up a little bit to a 60, and then DeMarcus Cousins can go ahead and stay at a 74. So yeah, not too happy with how we started the year last year. Well, not started the year, but I'm not too happy with how the year ended for us, as we did get bounced in the first round after winning 68 games. So we're going to go ahead and simulate the first 3 games of the season, seeing how we do. And we start off the year once again going 3-0, as we did beat the Heat. Joel Embiid had 29, Booker with 21. The second game of the year, Durant dropped 25 and 10, and Embiid had 21 and 10. And then the third game of the season, Embiid with 30, and then Ja Morant with 22. So yeah, I'm expecting another big year this year. I do expect for us to go at least win 65 games, and hopefully we do have a good playoff run. So I'm gonna go and simulate, and I will catch you guys at the start of season number 2, or at the end of season number 2. Alright, so at the end of season number 2, Ja Morant wins MVP. So from being one of the most hated players in the league, he is now the most valuable player in the league. Victor Wembanyama winning Rookie of the Year, Malcolm Brogdon winning 6th Man, Evan Mobley winning Defensive Player of the Year, LaMelo Ball winning Most Improved, and then Taylor Jenkins once again winning Coach of the Year, as we do go 68 and 14 once again. Taking a look at the All-NBA teams, we got Ja. Does anybody else make it? We do not have anybody else that made it, so no Embiid, no Durant, no Booker. What about an all-defensive team? We do not get nobody. So taking a look at where we finished, I already know we finished as the 1 seed, but taking a look at how we compare to other teams around the league, we were 14 games better than the 2nd seed. And what did we end the year off? We ended the last 10 games, we ended up going 8-2. So definitely I will take this, as we did go 36 and 5 at home, so not too bad. But taking a look at the player stats for the year, who led the way? Joel Embiid led the way with 23 and 11, and he didn't make an all-defensive team or an all-NBA team, as he put up also 1 steal and 2 blocks a night. Ja Morant winning MVP, 21 points, 5.5 rebounds, and 10 assists with over a steal a night. Then we got Kevin Durant with about 19.5 points, Booker with about 19, Westbrook off the bench with about 8.5, Dillon Brooks with about 8.5, Marcus Smart with about 8, Draymond Green with about 6.5, DeMarcus Cousins with about 6.5, and then Grayson Allen with about 5.5. So definitely a good year, but I want to win a championship with this team, so I will not be satisfied unless we win a championship this year. So we are facing the Sacramento Kings, as they did get Klay Thompson. Okay, they brought in Bruce Brown as well. Who else did they bring in? Did they bring in anybody else? They brought in Thomas Bryant, Mo Wagner, Grant Williams, Keontae George, Bruno Fernando. Okay, so they definitely brought in a lot of players. Actually, Thomas Bryant is actually a pretty good solid backup player for them. So I'm confident in this team, but I kind of actually want to go ahead and adjust the rotation real quick. So I think I'm going to be playing okay, Cousins could go down a little bit, same thing with Grayson Allen. Westbrook I guess can stay at a 15. Draymond, you know, we could drop him down to like 20. Smart could stay at a 25. I do want to go in and get Ja Morant like 36. He could get like 36, and then he can also get 36. So yeah, this is what the rotation is looking like. So we are gonna go and simulate the first round. Do I have any luck? Whew, we lost the first game, but we ended up winning the next 4. I don't know how we lost with this team. We ended up losing the first game, but it's cool because we are moving on to the second round for the first time. So we did lose game number 1. Ja dropped 25 and Embiid had 20. Game number 2, we ended up winning by 28 points, as Morant dropped 36, 12, and 16. Kevin Durant with 24 and 11. Game number 3, we ended up winning by 1 point. Joel Embiid dropped 24 and 17, and then Ja Morant dropped 20 and 14. Game number 4, we ended up winning. Embiid with 35, Morant with 25, and then game number 5, we ended up blowing them out, as Kevin Durant led the way with 35. So moving on to the second round, we are facing the New Orleans Pelicans. Did they add anybody else? Doesn't look like it. Looks like they kept the exact same team. They added Josh Okogie and I mean a couple other players right here, but nobody really that stands out. So we are going to go ahead and simulate the round once again. I'm kind of nervous though, because Zion and the Pelicans are like 2K's favorite team, them and like the Mavericks. So we are going to go ahead and simulate the round, and we do end up winning in 5 once again. So let's go. Game number 1, we ended up winning as Embiid dropped 42 and 13, Durant with 22. Game number 2, we ended up winning by about 20 points. Durant dropped 30 and Embiid dropped 30. Game number 3, we ended up winning once again as Ja Morant dropped 36 and Embiid with 30. Game number 4, we ended up losing as Morant dropped 27. And then game number 5, we ended up winning by 7 points as Ja dropped 25 and 15 with Durant dropping 23. So facing the Los Angeles Lakers, who did they add? They added Kyrie Irving to the team. Okay. He signed in free agency there? I think he did. Unless I traded him there. I don't think actually no, I don't think I traded him there. Well actually no, I don't even have I'm dumb. I don't even have the Mavericks. But they did add Kyrie. They added Gary Payton. Who else did they add? Baisley, Javon Carter. Okay, so they added a couple of players: Terrence Ross, Daniel Tice, Dariq Whitehead. Okay, so I mean, they added a lot of older people, but I'm not really too scared about this team. So we are going to go ahead and simulate, and boom, just like that, we do go ahead and sweep them. And Joel Embiid is your Western Conference Finals MVP, as he did put up almost 28 points a night, 10.5 rebounds, and 4.5 assists. Taking on the Boston Celtics, but actually real quick, I do want to go ahead and show you guys these stats. Embiid dropped 33 and Ja Morant dropped 23, as we did blow them out by 19 points. Game number 2, we ended up blowing them out by, 38 points. Embiid dropped 34 and Morant dropped 29. Game number 3, we only won by 5, so we barely won this one. Embiid dropped 25 and Kevin Durant dropped 23. And then game number 4, we ended up blowing them out. Morant dropping 25, Booker with 24. So facing the Boston Celtics, definitely a scary team, as we did trade them Desmond Bane, I think, to get Marcus Smart. So he's been having a really good year in Boston the 2 years he's been there. He had 50, 40, 90 season this year. He almost had it last year too. He was only 0.03 away free throw wise. Did they add anybody else? They added Andre Drummond to this team. I remember like a while ago when the Celtics were like still going through that rebuilding phase, when we had Isaiah Thomas and we signed out Horford. I really wanted us to get Andre Drummond. I always used to think he was like such a good rebounder. I just thought he would have been a good player for us. But moving on, I don't really see them having anybody else that's too worrying. So we are going to go into simulate game by game though, just in case, because the Celtics are always a scary team to face, as we do end up winning game 1 by 6 points. Let's go. Durant dropping 26, Ja Morant with 23, Embiid with 22, and then Booker with 20. So our big 4 dropping 20 plus. Game number 2, we are going to simulate, and we do win barely by 2 points. 141 to 143. Ja Morant dropped 29 and 12. Joel Embiid with 27, 9, 8, and 3. Devin Booker with 26 and Kevin Durant with 26. So another game of our big 4 dropping 20 plus. Simulating game number 3, we do lose this one. As Ja Morant dropped 29, Embiid dropped 23, Booker with 21, and then Durant dropped 16. So we did not, this is our first game in the finals that our big 4 didn't drop 20 each, so we did lose that one. Now simulating game number 4, come on. They tied up. Okay, they tied up. Devin Booker with 23, Embiid with 21. Come on, Kevin Durant, you can't, no, we ain't gonna do this. You went 2 for 10, 9 points. Nah, I'm gonna need you to step it up, my boy. Simulating game number 3, come on. Game number 3, let's go. Big win for us. We do go up 3-2. As Kevin Durant dropped 29, Ja Morant with 24, Embiid with 24, and Booker with 20 and 16, and Russell Westbrook with 17 points off the bench. 4 for 4 from deep. So another game, we've only won games where our top 4 players, our big 4, drop more than 20 points. So I'm hoping game number 6 we do have a game where everybody drops plus 20, or our big 4 drops plus 20. So I'm gonna go ahead and simulate real quick, and I'm hoping we can win the championship here in Boston, as we are only down by 1 point or 2 points now, but we're not looking too bad. We do go ahead and take a lead in the 3rd. It's coming to the 4th, it's coming down to the wire, it looks like. Up by 10. Yeah, we're gonna end up winning this game. So boom, just like that, the Memphis Grizzlies, or I should say the hate team, the team with the most hated players around the league, have won a championship, and their haters have just grown into even bigger haters now, as Joel Embiid ends up winning your finals MVP. 25 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals a night with 2 blocks a night. 61% from the field, and then 52% from deep. Taking a look at the box score for the final game, Joel Embiid dropped 33, Brooks with 26, Booker with 25, and then Kevin Durant with 19 points, 10 rebounds, and 9 assists, almost having a triple-double. But not bad for this team, as we do go ahead and win, like I said, in year number 2. And I want to go ahead and I want to show you guys the playoff stats just so we can see how everybody did. So Embiid led the way once again. He did lead it in the regular season for this team, and now he's leading it for us in the playoffs with 26 points, about 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 1.5 steals, and over 2 blocks a night. Ja Morant with about 23. Our MVP was second leading with 23 points, about 5.5 rebounds, and then about 11 assists. Durant with about 22 points a night. Booker with about 20. Dylan Brooks with about 10 points. Was he efficient? Okay, yeah, so he definitely stepped it up in the playoffs. Russell Westbrook with about 9 points. Russell Westbrook, he was actually pretty efficient too. 56% and then 37% from deep. I'll definitely take that. Marcus Smart with about 7 points. He wasn't really too efficient, but I mean, he did almost have 2 steals a night in the regular season, and he did kind of, I mean, yeah, I guess he did kind of downgrade in the playoffs, but I mean, he did shoot 36% from deep, so he did improve. Grayson Allen with about 6 points. Was he efficient? Yeah, he was really efficient. He shot 50, 50, and then 90 in the playoffs. And then Draymond Green with about 5 points. I mean, he was there. I mean, we'll say he was playing defense. And then DeMarcus Cousins only averaging about 3 points a night, 3 rebounds. Oh, no. He just couldn't shoot. 30%, 18% from deep, 55 from the free throw line. Oh, no. That's not what I expected. But you know what? It doesn't matter because we did win. So yeah, so go ahead and let me know what you guys think of this video. Did you guys like this? If you did, let me know by dropping a like. But yeah, anyways, that's gonna go ahead and wrap it up for today's video. If you guys did enjoy it, like I said, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and let me know, do you like these type of videos? I'm just trying to make some different type of challenges videos. Honestly, this just came to my head like earlier today in the morning, so I decided why not go ahead and make a video. And let me know down below in the comments, who do you think the most hated player in the league is? My vote right now for most hated, I want to low-key say I do think it's Ja Morant. I honestly do think it's Ja Morant. But let me know what you guys think down below. But anyways, guys, that's gonna be it for today's video. Stay safe, and I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.